Thank you. Our next question comes from Tim Cameron with thedailyshot.com.
Hey, Governor, thank you for having us out here today. My question is concerning 60 Minutes appearance last night, or on Sunday night, by John McCain. He was referencing the Confederate flag here in South Carolina and whether or not it should fly on the State House grounds. He said in 2000 that it was a state issue. He's now saying that it's not. It's overall wrong and that he needs to do something about it if elected. Do you feel that it's a state issue, or do you feel that, it's something greater that the next president is going to need to head up on?
Well, I don't know. Last time I read the 10th Amendment, I don't remember there being anything in the U.S. Constitution about the federal government regulating state flags or insignia. If it's offensive to some folks, and they deal with it, but they deal with it in South Carolina. And I think for the federal government to inject itself into something that is clearly a matter for a state is one of the reasons that I think Washington Insider doesn't need to be president. We've seen so much Washington meddling. For example, in taxing authority, the federal government wants to continually preempt the state's rights and authority to set their own tax laws. This federal government, and I have to be honest with you, with all due respect, as hard as I worked to elect President Bush, the Bush administration has not had a good record on having real respect for federalism and for the 10th Amendment, whether it was the prospect of pushing Real ID, making changes in the Medicaid law without really involving the states until we finally just insisted on having a role. The idea that the president suggested at one point of taking the command authority away from governors on the National Guard and calling them up anytime he wanted and declaring when that would be. There have been a number of ways in which I have to think that Thomas Jefferson would be whirling in his grave if the ghost of Alexander Hamilton has come back in the form of the current administration to upend the very argument that was really settled 240 years ago.